Hello, all. Good morning. I hope my voice is audible, guys. Just give me confirmation so that we can get started with. We can just wait for a couple of minutes for others to join and we can get started with today's first demo session. Meantime, just guys confirm me in the over the chat. My voice is audible. Are you able to start in the chat box, guys? I have just allow you permission. You can also talk. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for confirmation. Yes, guys. We can get started with. So I welcome you all to this data analyst and data analytics course. My name is Ajit, having more than 5 years of experience in the data analyst and data analytics. Okay, so this batch will be taken by this me. Okay, and the batch ID is 415. Okay, so if you have any queries related to this batch, any doubt, okay, about this technical issue, so you can reach out to this support at the rate logiclabtech.com. And regarding this batch, so timing will be 6 a.m. IST. Today is the first demo session. My name is Trainer Ajit, and this course fees of this course is 11,800 Indian rupees or 142 US dollars, and the course duration will be 2 months. Okay, and daily it will 1 hour class. Okay, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. And this is the general information, guys, right, about this course. So first three session free to attend, and fourth session onwards we will share this registered Zoom link to paid registered only, and you can see the recordings of first two classes, which is uploaded on YouTube channels. And from day three, recording will be shared to only paid participant. Okay, there is no batch shifting, no account refund. And if you have any queries, right, so you can just join this if you are new to this course. Okay, so you can, I will provide this WhatsApp community group, you can join here. You can get this all this update related to class, okay, or this uh, WhatsApp community. Okay, just do join this WhatsApp community, I have provided in the chat box. And here, guys, how do we access this course and how we get this recording, right? So here the session recording, all the session will be recorded, and you will get this session recording after this course, after the day-to-day session completed through this LLM graphy applications. And support team available Monday to Saturday in between 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Just a note of this mobile numbers and email ID. Okay, so that if you have any queries related to course content, okay, you can reach out to this call. Okay, and also do follow on us on this social media related to get any job offers and all this. Okay, so I will provide this into chat box. Yes, guys. Before proceeding further, if you have any queries, I can take up your queries. Okay, and this class will be two-way communication, guys. Okay, so whenever I will teach something, if you have any doubt, you can raise your hand, ask your doubt. Okay, I will be clarify your doubts, and we can move further for to next topic. Okay, so this I'm expecting two-way communication. It is not just one-way communication, so that it will be should have more interactive class, right? So I'm allowing you. You can talk. Okay, you can ask your doubt if you have any doubts. Any doubt before guys proceeding further? Yes, no? Okay, no doubt. So here guys, agenda for discussion is why to learn this data analyst and data analytics. We are going to see this topic. Okay, then what is the role of this data analyst and data analytics? Then what is the difference between data analyst and data analytics? The what are the career opportunity in this field we are going to see, and then we are going to discuss the syllabus. Okay, what are the things we are going to cover in this syllabus we are going to, and then here we can understand who can enroll for this course. Okay, so this is the agenda for discussion. So here I see, so why to learn this data analyst and data analytics? Because as of now you can see in the web, okay, in the market there is very high demand for this data analysis and data interpretation. Because guys, you know, right, today if you see all this market, all this business have huge number of data. Okay, and they are having the large data and they want to interpret this data, right? So for that purpose they want this data analyst and data analytics guys. Okay, so that they can utilize their data to make the interpretation from the data and make the informed decision from this data, right, to grow the business, to improve the business. So nowadays they have lots of data from the various source channels, social media, right? And their product, they're getting the ratings, right? So all this data now company have the digital source of data. Now our as a data analyst, data analytics person, professional, we have to collect this data and analyze the data for this, make some interpretation out of data so that we can improvise the business and business get benefits out of this data. Okay, business understand their business, how this data is telling about this data business, right? So we have to understand their business through the data. So data handling, data understanding is very important. Okay, because the business know how the business is no running, but sometimes what happen, they are also not aware of these things, which product is demanding more, which date this product is demanding more. So for that purpose, we require the data analysis, and the data analysis is the job of data analyst. Okay, and in the data analytics case, what we do? So we are making some interpretation out of this. We are making some conclusion. We are going to learn what is the difference between data analyst and data analytics. But here, why we are learning? Because lots of opportunity in the market of this data analysis and data interpretation, so that business get benefit out of it. And here lots of so so here we can make this data decision, data driven decision is a very crucial for the business, so that business can understand what's the data is saying of their business and how they can improve on top of this. Okay, and here is let's we have this high paying job opportunity, career growth in the data analytics and data analyst, and it is the power to work on this real business problem. Okay, data is the future, become the part of this revolution. And here is we can understand what is the data analyst and what is the role of data analyst. Then we can understand data analytics. But here in the data analyst, this is a professional. Okay, data analyst is the professional. He uses the tools and techniques to analyze the data. Okay, here major role is to analyze the data. We have to collect the data, clean the data, and then analyze the data so that it will help for the business to make the data driven decision. Okay, and here what is the role of this data analyst? The real role of this data analyst to clean the data, collect the data, clean the data, and then utilize the different tools like Excel, SQL, Power BI to create a report, dashboard, and so that we can get the insight from the data and we can present to the stakeholder or business owner. Okay, so that they can understand about their business through the data. Okay, and what are the skill required for this data analyst? So we require this understanding of this Excel, right? Excel is very much important. Here we are going to learn from basic to advanced level in the Excel. Then we are going to learn this SQL, the structure query language. Here joins aggregation we are going to see from the basic to advanced. Then also we are going to learn this Power BI. Okay, Power BI tableau is very much important to understand the data, extract and clean. Okay, and then present in the charts, reports, so that business can understand how this data is talking about, right? How the data is giving insights uh, about the data, about the business, right? For that analysis purpose, we can utilize this Power BI and Tableau, and then we are also going to utilize this to make the data cleaning. We are going to utilize this Python. Okay, and data cleaning, data transformation with the help of Python library we are going to see like NumPy, Pandas advanced library, and we can able to communicate with the team stakeholder. Okay, the communication and presentation is also very much important for the data analyst. Okay, so these are the roles and responsibility of data analyst, and these are the skill required for the data analyst person. Clear, guys? Any questions on this? Yes, no? I have given permission. You can talk. You can ask your doubt. Okay. You can also chat in the chat box. Okay. Clear? Till now, what is the role of this data analyst? Now we are going to see the role of this data analytics professional. So here, guys, in the data analyst, what we learn, we have to clean the data, right? We have to gather the data, we have to clean the data, and we have to analyze the data as a data analyst. Now in the data analytics, what we have to do, we have to utilize this clean data and then make the informed decision. Okay, so and from this informed decision, we have to make the conclusions. So here in the data analytics, we require the knowledge of statistics also, because we are making some conclusion on top of this data using the data analysis. Okay, we are making some conclusion. So that is the very much important here in the data analytics. Okay, we are majorly focused on data analysis plus making conclusion. But in the data analyst, we have to make the data analysis. Okay, informed data analysis, data driven solution. But here we are making some conclusion out of this data. Okay, so that's why here the statistics play very much important role along with this Python, then SQL. Okay, so here is the role of data analytics. You can see. So here we have to understand the data well. As a, let's suppose we have the customer behavior. Okay, different customers of the telecom industry or different customers of this food product platform like Zomato, Swiggy. Like, so we have to understand the customer behavior, right? And in case of telecom in communication industry, we have to understand the customer behavior, like whether this customer is going to retain or going to churn from this one telecom industry to another telecom industry based upon the different factors. So we have to analyze those, analyze the trends and patterns based upon previous history, and then we have to make some decision making ability from this data, right? So then we have to evaluate some marketing strategy campaign so that we can retain those all these customers. Okay, this is the one examples in the data analytics. Here we are making some conclusion. Okay, we know in the data analysis we know what is the happening, why customer is moving from one telecom industry to another telecom industry. We know the patterns, we know the data, But here in the data analytics, what are the different conclusions we are making on top of this analysis, right? We are making some marketing campaigns, we are providing some offers so that that customer can retain without moving, without churning from one telecom industry to another telecom industry, right? So here we have to make some conclusion in the data analytics. Okay, so that is the primary difference here we can understand. And what are the skill required for the data analytics professional? Here we require the statistical thinking. For the data analysis, we require the Python, Excel knowledge, and also data wrangling and AD analysis, exploratory data analysis, to make the informed decision. And data visualization, like we can utilize this different library like Matplotlib, Seaborn, Power BI. Then also SQL is also important here to data extract the data and which data we require from the database, right? So those data we have to get from this databases with the help of this SQL query language. And then we have this domain knowledge, right? The domain knowledge means here we can make the conclusion, right? So here in the data analytics, the statistics is very important along with other skills to make the conclusion about the whatever the data we have analyzed. Okay, what are the different strategy we can apply here to retain these customers, retain how to increase this business, what are the conclusion we have to take from this data. So that is the difference from this data analyst. Clear guys? Any questions? I hope this is clear to you. What is the difference between data analyst and data analytics? Any questions? I'm taking a 1 minute pause. If you have any questions, guys, you can ask the questions. Okay, so that I will more explain it more clearly. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask your small doubt also, guys. That is not an issue. Whenever we are going to start the class, okay, in this class also we are going to go in the much deeper dive for this data analyst and data analytics. But this is the overview class, right? Here we can understand through the one of the examples, but going further classes we are taking the more deeper dive in this to what is the exact difference, what are the things we have to, this is the only one difference I have given. But in the whenever we are moving ahead, I can put some more example, practical example, and we can prepare the dashboard. Okay, prepare the dashboard, how we can get the data with the help of how we can analyze with the help of SQL, with the help of this Excel analysis, Python analysis, then Power BI analysis. So all this tool we are going to utilize. Okay, for this data analysis and data-driven solution. No questions? Okay. So I can move further. So here we see what are the career opportunity once we have completed this course. What are the career opportunity for us, right? What are the roles we can apply, and we are getting expecting the jobs in this role. Okay. So here first role is the data analyst, business analyst as analyst, or we can say business analytics also. Okay. So BI analyst. Okay. So BI means business intelligence. Okay, business intelligence means where we are covering this Power BI also. Okay, then we can also utilize in this apply for this product analyst, BI developer, SQL developer, or reporting analyst. So these are the major target roles we can apply or get the job opportunity in this field, in this role. Okay, there are many more roles. It's a depend completely depend on the organization, but here we are going to cover, okay, all this skill which are helpful for this analyst as well as business analytics. Okay, so here we can target for this industry like IT, finance, retail, healthcare, logistic, marketing, and banking industry also. So who can learn this data analytics? So student, right? Student from BBA, BCA, BCom, BTech, MBA, all this. So the person working professional also, I also enrolled for this course. IT, working professional from IT, sales, finance, HR, and majorly nowadays people are looking for the career change. Okay, so those are also definitely join for this course. And if you are from the non-technical background also, right? So who don't know about this, what is the Python, what is the SQL, what is this Excel and Power BI, right? It's completely fine. You can learn from the scratch. Okay, and also we can target for if you are having these jobs, we can target for the freelancing and entrepreneurship. Okay, by learning these skills, and it is the perfect for from beginner to okay beginner level to advanced level. Okay, and it is a professional for the upskilling, college going student, freshers, anyone interested in the data and problem solving, those can be join this course. Okay, so here no prior experience is required here. I will be taking from the scratch. Okay, so if you don't have any knowledge on the Python, SQL, Power BI, and Excel, I will be teaching it from the scratch. Okay, from the basic to advanced level. So I just need your right commitment and curiosity, so that it will be very interesting journey. Any questions before getting into the syllabus discussion? Yes, guys. Any questions? I'm taking 1 minute pause here. If you have any questions, you can ask. Okay. Any small doubt related to syllabus, related to course content, how we are going to approach, okay, how we are going to complete this course, what are the job opportunity, okay. Any if you have any doubts, you can ask. I will be answering this all these questions. Okay. So now we will move to the syllabus discussion, guys. Okay, these are the 6 models. Okay, the syllabus is divided into 6 models. So here we are learning the Python. Okay, Python is also important as a data analyst or data analytics person, because here we have to make the clean the data with the help of this advanced library like NumPy, Pandas, and we have to make the charts, reports. Okay, with the help of some data cleaning and data pre-processing. So for that purpose, we require the Python. Okay, for the data analytics, data analysis. Okay, so here we can build the chart, draw the insight from the data. Okay, so this is the Python. That's why we are learning this Python. Then we are learning this statistics and business insight. Okay, as a data analyst person, it's not required to learn this statistics and business insight, but data analytics person need to require to this statistics knowledge. Okay, so that we can make the conclusion. So that's why I have included this statistics in the syllabus. Okay, and then we have to learn this SQL. Okay, for this data extraction and data analysis. Okay, so here we are going to cover this tool, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, how we can utilize for this data. Okay, data extractions. Then we are going to learn this Excel. Okay, from basic to advanced level. The advanced topic like pivot will be covered here. H lookup, V lookup. Okay, all this, and then we are going to build some dashboards in the Excel using the Excel. Okay, and then we are going to learn this visualization tool, BI tool. Okay, the Power BI tool we are going to learn from the basic to advanced level, how we can make this different chart, different reports, dynamic reports. Okay, and then we are going to learn this Power Query, DAX. Okay, all this we are going to learn, and then at the end we are going to complete this capstone project. Okay, different on the different real-time data. And here this project is not related to this only for the Power BI. This is related to Python, SQL, and this Power BI also. Okay. Here also I will be providing this some of the project in the Excel, how we can build a real-time chart dashboard in the Excel also. Okay. So it's a depend. This capstone project is with respect to all these models. Okay, not for particular any models. It is once the model is completed, we are going to complete this one of those capstone project in that particular models. Okay, so that we can get the hands-on practice also. So now I will be moving on the details syllabus. Okay, now we can see, guys, so this is the syllabus in details. Okay, so here what are the things we are going to covering in the each of the models. Let's suppose we have started for the Python for the data analysis. So in this, what are the topics I will be going to cover? So you can see, So here we are going to understand what is the Python. Then we are going to understand what are the different data types in the Python. Then we are going to understand this flow control statement function in Python data structure, how to work with the different file format, then exception handling. Then we are going to cover this advanced Python, okay, numerical Python for the whenever we require the numerical calculation. For that purpose, we are utilizing this NumPy as a numerical library in the Python. And this pandas is the data analysis, data manipulation purpose. We are going to utilize this advanced library as a pandas. And then we can perform some data manipulation, data wrangling with the help of this pandas library. And also we can prepare the charts, reports, so that business can understand, okay, how the data is there. For the big data analysis, we are majorly utilizing this pandas, okay, data analysis, data visualization purpose, making the charts and graphs and reports. And then we are doing some hands-on project utilizing this library, okay, Python library. So these are the 12 models we are going to cover in this pandas of Python. And then we are going to start with this business statistics, okay, for the business insight, which is pretty much important to learn, so that based upon this, if you are good with the statistics, so that we can make the some data driven approach, right? So make the conclusion out of the data. We know once we are good with this data analysis, we know data is there, this product having this much demand, these are the rating for this product, this product is getting higher demand from this particular regions, okay, so we can understand through the data in the data analysis, okay, but we have to make the decisions, we have to make the conclusions out of this data. For that purpose we require this business statistics, very important. So here we are going to understand what is the statistics, what are the different types of statistics, what are the types of data, we have to understand different types of data. So here it lies number of data types, guys. I have not included here, but whenever we are going to start this topic, so we are understanding what kind of data we have, what are the structured data, what are the unstructured data, right? So what are the different data types we are going to learn. Then we are going to learn what is the population, what is the sample, and what are the different sampling techniques, which is important, okay, how we can utilize this sample from the population to make the data decisions, okay, for the sample for this population from the by taking the sample, okay. So here this is the pretty much important to learn this population and sample and different sampling techniques. And here we see whenever we have the elections, right, across the different country, we are taking some samples, not we are not taking some all this data for the making some analysis, right, for the probable candidates who going to winning, right. So here we are taking the samples, okay, that can be random sample, that can be different kind of sampling techniques we are going to collect, and based upon this sampling technique we are making some conclusion, right, this is the probable candidate is going to win. So those kind of decisions we have to understand through this population and sample and sampling techniques. And then we are going to understand the statistical data analysis steps, okay. Then we are going to understand the measures of central tendency. In this we are going to learn what is the mean, what is the median and mode. And in the dispersion, measure of dispersion, we are going to learn this standard deviation, variance, okay, so that we can understand the data, how the mean median of the data utilizing different charts, graphs. And then we are going to present data by using the graphical representation techniques. So these are the descriptive statistics. These are the techniques. These are the models comes under descriptive statistics. And then we are making some conclusion out of this data, right? This comes under the information statistics. Okay. Here we are utilizing different state statistics like Z-score, ANOVA test, Kuiper's test. Okay, different kind of test we are going to understand and how it will be helpful for to making the conclusion. So those things we are going to understand in the information statistics. Okay, so this is how we are going to cover description as well as the information statistics from basics to advanced, so that we can analyze the data. On top of this, we can make the decision. Okay, make the conclusion by utilizing taking the sample and make the decision on the population. Okay, so these things we are going to learn in this business statistics. Business statistics. Post completion of these topics, we are going to utilize this Excel analysis. Okay, So in the Excel, we are going to understand what is the Excel basics, Excel functions. Then we are going to understand what is the different types of formatting, the functions, lookups, references, data tools, pivots, charts, chart and visualization, and how do we build the dashboard in the Excel. And then we can build some project, right, in the Excel. So this is how we are going to complete this basic to advanced Excel for the data analysis. And then we are utilizing this SQL, okay, structure query language for the data analysis. Here we are going to learn this database. So here we are learning these different commands, okay, in the SQL. Okay, what are the different commands we are going to learn? So all these different commands. Then we are going to learn this CRUD operation. The SQL constant, we have the different SQL constant, right? Then SQL clauses, we are having clause aggregation functions, joins. Okay, so these are the topics we are going to cover in the SQL. And then we are at the last we are going to learn this Power BI. Okay, in the Power BI, here we are understanding, right? What is the Power BI? How we can install this Power BI? Then how we can utilize this Power BI for the visualization, data modeling concept. How we can create the reports and publish the reports. Okay. So this is how we are going to cover each and every topics in the details. So here guys, I have given the details. Okay. So here I have just given the model wise in this particular topics. But here I have given this, okay, in the particular models, what are the topics we are going to cover. So this is the in-depth syllabus I have given here. Okay, let's suppose in the introduction of Python, what are the things we are going to learn? What is the Python? What is the history of Python? Why we are utilizing Python? Okay, then we are going to learn installation of Python, different IDE, Anaconda, Jupyter, VS Code. Then we are writing the small basics code. Okay, and we are understanding the Python syntax, indentation rules. Okay, in the first session, then we are going to learn this. What are the different data types? Integer, float, string, boolean. Then we are going to learn this data type conversion from int to string, string to float, and different many more, right? And then we are going to learn the string formattings, and then also we are going to learn this flow control statement like if, elif, else, for loop, while loop, break, continue, pass. Then we are going to learn these different functions in the Python like how do we define the functions, what are the parameters, what are the arguments, how we can, what is the difference between return and print statement. Then we are going to learn this lambda functions, what is this args and keyword arguments we are going to learn, and what is this recursion function. Okay, so these are the things we are going to learn in the functions topic. And then here guys, in the data structure, right, in the Python data structure, we are going to learn this, what is the different methods like list, string, tuple, set, dictionary, what are the different function inside this we are going to learn. And then we have these different files. Okay, we have the different files like suppose text file, CSV file, Excel file, Parquet file, okay, big data files, JSON. Okay, different file format, how we can interact with, how we can read and write the content out of these files for the data analysis. And then we can understand how we can handle this exception handling. Okay, here we are going to learn this try except finally and catching the specific exception. So this is very much important in the production guys. Whenever we are in the production, when we are deploying our code, this exception handling is very much important. And then we are going to start with the advanced Python. Okay, it's a numerical Python. Here we are going to understand how we can create the arrays, and then we are going to learn these different functions of array. Okay, and then how do we can utilize this numpy array for the numerical calculation, statistical calculation in details. Okay, and then we are going to understand this pandas library, okay, which is very much important for the data manipulation, data understanding, data wrangling purpose. Here we are going to understand what is the series and data frame, how we can read this different file formats, CSV, Excel, JSON, okay, and many more file formats. Then we are utilizing data exploration steps, how we can explore the data, how we can make the data analysis with the help of data exploration. And then we are utilizing this filtering, selecting, okay, or different functions there, and group by joins we are going to learn, and how we can handle this missing values. Okay, so here in the data wrangling, we are understanding this group by aggregation functions, sorting, renaming, reset the index, merging, joining, concatenation, and pivot and meld. Okay, these are the different functions we are going to learn in the data wrangling, which is very much important for this data analysis. Okay, and in the data visualization, we are using this library, okay, matplotlib and seaborn library, which is very much important. How we can utilize this different chart, okay, line plot, bar chart, scatter plot, histogram, pie chart. Then we can also customize our chart, okay. Then we can utilize this Seaborn for the count plot, bar plot. These are the technical terms, guys. Do not worry about as of now. I will be going to explain. Okay, what is the difference between this box plot, bar plot, count plot, when to use which chart for the business statistics while we are drawing some insight. So for that, we have to utilize this bar chart, scatter plot, histogram, pie chart. Okay, so when to use which chart, which is very much important to understand, and what are the different charts we are going to learn. Okay, so different all different types of charts, so which when to which chart we are going to understand, and we are going to understand the difference between where this chart, okay, how we can plot this chart with the help of this Seaborn and Matplotlib library in the Python. And then we are so doing some project, hands-on project. Okay, we are taking some data, okay, real-time data project, and we are making some visualizations. We are performing some hands-on project on this topic. Okay, like let's suppose data tightening, data set ID analysis, sales forecast visualizations, and then Excel for the Python automation. Okay, so this how we are going to build this end-to-end project, so that how we can utilize this Python, how we can utilize this advanced library from the Python for the business insight. Okay, when the business conclusion, we are going to learn in this. And in the business statistics case, okay, in the business statistics, what we are going to learn. So here, what is the statistics? What are the disciplines under the statistics? How we collect the data, how we analyze the data, how we can interpret the data, and how we present the data for the decision making, business decision making. Our business making some conclusion out of data, right? So here we are going to learn statistics, and there we have the different types of statistics. Descriptive statistics, information statistics, we are going to learn. And in the type of data, we are going to learn this, what is the qualitative data, that is the categorical data. Then quantitative data, discrete and continuous data, we are going to learn. And what is the nominal, ordinal, ratio data, right? These are the things we are going to learn about the data. And then in the population samples, we are learning, right? What is the population, what is the sample, what is the difference between the population sample. And the sampling techniques we are going to learn: random sampling, stratified sampling, systematic sampling, convenience sampling, and cluster sampling. Okay. And then after that, we are going to learn this. What are the different way to data collections from the reliable sources, how we can make the data cleaning, data preparation by handling the data, missing value, outliers, duplicates, data transformation, normalizations. Then we are utilizing this data analysis perform the description statistics and information statistics. And then we are making this interpretation. Interpretation means drawing some meaningful insight from this conclusion from this data analysis. Okay. And we can how we can represent data to the, in the form of presentation, right, to the stakeholder, business owner. And then we can understand, then we are understanding the measures of the central tendency. Here we can understand the mean, median, mode. Then we are going to understand this dispersion range, variance, standard deviation, interquartile range. And in the graphical representation, we are going to understand histograms, bar graphs, column chart, pie chart, box plot, scatter plot. Why we are utilizing this, okay, and which scenario we are utilizing, we are going to understand. And this is how we are going to complete this description statistics. Just 1 minute. Yes. Then we are going to understand the inference statistics, right? Which is very much important. Here we are making some conclusion from the sample data on the population data, right? So here we are going to understand what is the hypothesis testing, what is the type 1 error, what is the type 2 error. Here we are understanding the null and alternative hypothesis. Then we are going to understand what is type 1, type 2 error, and when to use which statistics. Okay, the t-test, z-test, chi-square test, ANOVA test. Okay, those things we are going to learn. And then we are going to learn this confidence interval, why to use, when to use. Then we are understanding the value of p-values importance. And then we are going to understand the different types of statistics like t-test, chi-square test, ANOVA, z-test. And then we are going to learn this, what is the difference between correlation, covariance, then regression analysis. This is how we are going to complete this business statistics. Okay, and then we are going to understand this Excel. Okay, in the Excel we are starting from the very basic, right? Understand the interface first of all. What is the tab? What is the ribbons, cells, rows, columns? We are going to understand what is the difference between workbooks and worksheet. Then we are going to understand, we are creating this customized Excel environment. Then we are going to understand what are the keywords, shortcuts for the productivity faster. Okay, then we are going to understand basis of Excel. What is the data entry, manual input, auto field, series field, then cells replacing relative absolute mix, then basics of arithmetic operation, how we can perform in this using this Excel. Then we are in the formatting of the Excel, we are learn this cell formatting, font, color, border field, number formatting, and then conditional formatting, format painters we are going to learn. And then after that, we are going to learn the functions, right? How we can use the mathematical and statistical functions like sum, average, min, max, count, count a, count ifs, round, ceiling, floors. Okay, left, right, mid, concatenation, text join, upper, lower, proper, find, search, lens, substitute, replace. These are the some of the functions. Okay, and many more. Apart from these are the many more function we are going to learn, like a logical function, if, and, or, not, if error is number is blank, which is also important. And in while playing with the date and data types, we have the functions like today's, now, date, time, dative, weekdays, month, year, network days. Okay, and then we are going to learn this lookup and reference functions. Here we are, which is very much important, how we can create this VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index match. And then we are going to learn this data tools like remove the duplicates, data validations, which is very important. Okay, drop downs, input rules, text to column, how we can convert. Then flash fill, what is the flash fill we are going to learn. Then sorting, filtering in the freeze pane, and split the view, how we can going to learn. Okay, these are the things we are going to learn. And the pivot tables and chart, we are going to create these pivot tables, group data, calculate the fields in the pivot, slicer, timelines, pivot charts. Okay, so any question guys? uh I think you are gonna explain by using notebook. Yes, guys, I will going to explain by using the notebook. Okay, it will be better for the understanding all this. Okay, and then we are going to learn these charts. Okay, different, how do we can, what are the different charts, how we can utilize for the visualizations, like column chart, bar chart, line chart, area chart, combo chart, scatter chart, waterfall. Okay, the custom chart, how can we create, we can going to learn. And then we are going to learn this dashboard guys. Okay, how we can create the dynamic dashboard in the Excel. Okay, and then we are going to learn this some of the projects. Okay, cleaning the transform the raw data, building the sales, HR, finance dashboard. Okay, then summary of report using the pivot and chart. These are the projects we are going to learn, we are going to create. And then after that we are going to start with the SQL, right, for the data analysis. Here we are going to understand what is the database, what is the difference between this relation and non-relation database. Then we are going to understand what is the tables, row, columns, relationship between them. Then we are going to learn this structure query language. Okay, here we are going to learn this basic syntax. Okay, of SQL, how we can create our environment. Then we are utilizing this majorly MySQL. Okay, Microsoft SQL Server. And it's a similarly, once we are good with this one of the tool, we can learn this PostgreSQL, Oracle, SQLite, all this. Okay, and then we are going to learn this SQL command like data definition language, how we can utilize this create, alter, truncate, drop in the data manipulation, how we can utilize this different insert, update, delete query. Then in the data query language, this select statement will be there. And DCL, right, data control language, we are going to understand what is the grant, how to provide some permission to user. And if you want to remove the permission from the user, we can utilize this revoke. In the data transaction language, right, we have utilized this commit, rollback, save point. Whenever you want to roll back to previous version, then we can easily roll back. Okay, then we can, how we can create the save points, right, all these things we are going to learn. And then we have performed some crude operation like insert, select, update, delete of the record. And then we are going to learn this SQL constant. Okay, not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check, default, auto increment. These are the SQL constant we are going to learn. And then we are going to learn the SQL clauses. Okay, where clause. Then in the where clause, we are going to learn this operator, different operator, equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, between, like. Okay, then distincts, limit, top, order by, ascending, descending, group by, having, union all. Okay, these are the different SQL clauses we are going to learn. And then we are going to learn this aggregate functions like count, sum, average, min, max. And then also we are going to learn this subquery. Okay, nested queries, single row or multiple rows. And then we are going to learn this SQL joins. Okay, what is the inner join, left join, right join, full outer join, self join, cross join? We are going to learn in the SQL joins. And this how we are going to complete this SQL. And then we are going to move for this Power BI. Okay, in this Power BI, we are going to understand what are the BI tools. Okay, why we are utilizing, what is the advantage. Okay, how we can install and set up our Power BI environment. And then we are going to understand what are the components of Power BI. Okay, then we are going to utilize this key functionality like data integration, data transformation, data visualizations, and then how we can compare, right? How it is different from this Excel, and how it is the what are the different advanced functionality in this Power BI. Okay, then we are going to understand the importance of Power BI and data analysis, how we can utilize this Power BI in as the data driven decision making, the real world application of Power BI in the various industries like finance, marketing, banking, all this domain. And then we are going to learn this how we can install, how we can set up, and then how we can create the report. Okay, here we are going to create this reports using the Canva, right? Creating the design, the UGLs, reports, adding the arrange the visualization on the Canva. Okay, and then we are going to understand what is the data view, what is the model view, and then we can utilize this, how we can import the data, how we can different data sources, right? From the databases or different Excel files, CSV file, we are going to import, and how we can utilize for the ETL process. Okay, we are going to build this ETL pipeline, how we can extract, transform, and load the data, and how we can utilize for this data for this analysis. Okay, by creating the charts, bar charts, visualization data, using the creating bar charts, column charts. Okay, what is the difference between when to use which chart, and then creating the line and area chart, creating the pie and donut charts using slicers, filters. Okay, and then we are going to build this model view. Okay, sample data modeling concept. Here we are going to understand the tables. Okay, what is the relationship in the Power BI, relation between the different data tables using the primary, foreign case in the Power BI. Okay, then how we can publish this report. Okay, so what is the Power BI services, what is the difference between Power BI desktop and Power BI services, we are going to learn. And how we can publish this dashboard. Okay, how we can publish the dashboard, how we can share our dashboard. Okay, so this how we are going to learn this complete course. Okay, in details. So guys, any questions? Yes, anyone having any questions? Yes, no? Okay, so here guys, see, today we have understood, okay, what is the role of data analyst, and what is the role of data analytics, why to learn this, right? So we understood what is the difference, what are the career opportunity, right? Let me go back to this slide. Yes, so why to learn, we'll understand, right? Data analyst and data analytics, how difference, right? Difference between this data analyst and data analytics, what are the roles and responsibility of this data analytics and data analytics person, right? We understood the difference. And then we are learn, right, what are the career opportunity we saw, right? And then we have understood who can enroll for this course, and we discussion on the syllabus. Okay, so this how we are going to proceed. Okay, so any question guys, anyone having any questions? Yes, if you have any questions, I will be taking your questions. Okay, it can be small doubt guys. Okay, yes, no questions. Yes, I have given permission, guys. You can talk. If you have small doubt, you can ask. Okay. What are the things we are going to cover? I have just explained. Okay. And it is going to cover right around 2 months this course. Okay. Here we are learning from basic to advanced. Okay. So each and every topic, guys, which is very important for this as a data analyst and data analytics for professional. Okay. So here we are not just depend upon this one of the tool, right? Here we have to learn this Python. Along with we are learning this SQL, Power BI. Okay, how we are utilizing this tool. Okay, for the business. Actually, these tools are we are utilizing. Why we are utilizing these tools? We have to right business. Right, as of now in the digital world, we know right. A business have the different lots of data. Right. It just 1 second. Yes, we know right. A business having this lots of digital data. As a data analyst, data analytics, we have to gather the data, okay, and we have to understand the data using the different techniques, right? In the Excel also we can create the charts, create the presentation dashboard, okay, but whenever we have the large data we can definitely go for this pandas analysis, okay, numpy pandas analysis from the python, which is also important, okay. We cannot skip python, okay, as for the data analyst, because whenever you are appearing for the interview they will definitely ask, okay, if you are good with this excel, they will ask you, okay, perform some excel, this excel, some of the queries, okay, they will give some queries, prepare the period chart, okay, create a dashboard in the excel, and they will also give you some scenario, okay. So some, let's suppose they have given the data, and data file, it can be in the CSV file, it can be in the excel or parquet file or json, okay, it can be any data type, okay. That is not the issue. We are going to learn this all these data types and how we can utilize this data, okay. There is the sometimes what happens, let's suppose some of the users purchase the product, right? And some of the users purchase the products. If found it is the really good product within this budget and a very good offer, very good deal, you can they can provide some review about this product, right? And sometimes we have some products, some persons having some bad experience with respect to their products, right? Some person having with respect to good experience with the product, some person having this bad experience with respect to products. So as a data analyst, as a data analyst person, we have to gather the data, to clean the data, and after cleaning we have to prepare the data, right? So once the data is prepared, we can create the charts within the excel or within the power bi, and data handling data, for this data handling, data cleaning data, okay, it's in the excel, it's not very much for the data analysis, okay. For the big data it's a very complicated in the excel, but same time we can utilize the python. It is very much interactive dashboard utilizing the python, how we can clean the data, how we can interpret the data, how we can manipulate the data, how we can going to handle these missing values, okay. And for that purpose we have to learn this python. Once the data cleaning, data preparation is complete, then we can build the dashboard, okay. For this dashboard we can utilize this power bi tool, okay, business intelligence tool, so that we can understand very much details, okay, how the data is behavioral, what is the past history of the data. Let's suppose I have the different product, I am selling different products on the e-commerce platform, so I want to know, right, which product having the higher demand and which season, okay, so that I can prepare, I can be prepared for this product. I am having this much requirement, okay, and based upon this requirement I can prepare for the next season, right? So this is the season of festive, so I need to prepare for this, need to have this storage, right, of this particular product in my warehouse, so that I can sold all this product and make the business more, improve the business, right, get the more profit. For the data analytic person, we have to understand this data, clean the data and present in the form of dashboard, okay, so that business can understand how the product is getting sold, what is the demand, what is the supply, then what is the, why the supply is decreasing, why the supply is increasing, for which product, why the customer positive review for this particular project, particular product, why the bad reviews for the particular product, so that business can understand it, and business, right, with the help of data analysis. But now we have to make some decision, okay, make some conclusion. For that purpose, we require the business statistic, guys. Okay, for that purpose, we require the business statistic, which is very, very important. In the business statistics, what we can do? So here in the business statistics, we can make the conclusion. Let's suppose we are taking some sample of records from the population, and based upon that, we are making some conclusion of the population data. And there we can understand, okay. So here, let's suppose I am given some example, right, for you guys. So let's suppose I am utilizing the my mobile network from the one of the telecom industry, right? So and there is another competitor for this telecom industry is the telecom industry too, and they having some good networks. And let's suppose in the my area, so one of the telecom industry network provider is having good strength, and other industry, other telecom industry also providing the good network. So there is no issue with respect to network. Okay, let's suppose, but there is a significant difference between their plans. Okay, in the monthly plans or quarterly plans, there are significant difference. So in that case, what will the my conclusion here? So here, why this customers, okay, churn means leaving this one organization, leaving this one service to another service. Why? Because there is some benefits, right? So I am getting this plan with this much less price, 25% less price or 20% less price. Why should I stick with this one of the network provider, right? I definitely move on because I require this network, mobile networks, plans and all this for the over and over the month, over the years of periods. Okay, so definitely I can move on to this next network provider, right? So in that case, business have to understand, right? Business have to make some conclusion. So what is the, we have to understand the competitors, okay? What we have to understand the data, and based upon that, we have to make the conclusion, right? Why this person, number of person have left this plan, okay, left this plan or left this our network, right? So we have to make some conclusion, right? So in that case, in that duration, we have to understand the competitor. We have to understand our data on. Then we have to understand the competitor strategy, and from that we can understand, right? So this computer has come up with the new strategy, new plans. So we have to counter this. Okay, we have to make some conclusion so that we can provide this. Okay, we can understand who is going to churn from our services, our plans. Then we have to identify this potential customer, and then we have to provide this, okay, some plans, some of the services, some of the offers, so that we can stick, we can keep this customers as a continuous services, right? So these things we have to make conclusion out of the data. For that we have to require this statistics. Any question, guys? Someone has raised hand. Okay, you can ask the questions if you have any questions. Yes, anyone? No questions? I have given permission, guys, you can talk. Okay, yes, sure. You have any questions?
Uh, yes, sir. I'm working in manufacturing industry. Uh, okay. So I have a 6 year experience in quality engineer. So how I will switch my career in Power BI because I'm in manufacturing. So can I go work in manufacturing companies or in IT? So how I will switch myself?
Okay, okay, good question actually. So
Okay,
here,
sir.
is this requirements comes for your own company to learn this Power BI and SQL? Is it, or you have to make the transition in the this IT field,
I,
right?
I had to make transition in my company, not using this Power BI skill.
Okay, okay, okay.
We
So
are
here,
using
guys,
it.
okay, perfect. So here, there is no, okay, prior requirement. You can, anyone can make the transition. Okay, but here, guys, see. So here Power BI or SQL, right? We have to understand. I will be teaching from the scratch. You can learn the knowledge. Okay, not only freshers. We have 2 to 3 years of experience level. I will be teaching. Okay, so the person who is working in the industry having the knowledge of 2 to 3 years in this Power BI, SQL, that kind of knowledge we will get from this class. Okay, not only beginner levels. Okay, so in depth, we definitely will get this knowledge. And here, how we make the transition, right? So here we are going to cover some projects. Okay, and here what we have to, how we can approach the HR. Okay, so in that case, let's suppose we have learned this Power BI or SQL, and then we have to keep this project in this resume. Okay, let's suppose I am keeping the 2 to 3 projects from the Power BI or SQL in my resume, and then we have to tell, right, we are working in the manufacturing industry, but I am working for the dashboarding part. Okay, so because I saw lots, I have worked for the multiple clients which are from the manufacturing client. Okay, so there, let's suppose I am giving example of, so there was a fire and safety, okay, fire and safety producer, big manufacturing company, and heating and ventilation. I work for the two clients, which are the manufacturing client. So there we have built this Power BI dashboard, okay, and so how do we manipulate the story here? So here we have to tell like, right, I was working for this manufacturing client, but there was I working for this dashboarding side, okay. So you can showcase your role designation won't matter here, okay guys, your skill is matter. You can apply your as it is role, you can but you have to told, you have to approach to HR like, I was working for this BI tool like Power BI since my last 2 3 years. Okay, I have this experience 6 years, but the last 1 2 years I'm working on this Power BI tool, and these are the project I work on. Okay, so that you can easily make the transition in this non-technical to technical. Okay, so at the end of this course, I will be taking some sessions. I will be taking some sessions on this. Okay, I will be providing the resumes. Okay, and I will be taking sessions how we can approach to HR. Okay, without any, we can from this non-technical background, freshers, or if you are making the transitions. Okay, so those things how we can approach to HRs. Those all these things I will be going to discuss. Okay, you can how do we manage your experience from the different industry to this not technical industry, IT industry, by saying this, right? My experience, because they were checking your knowledge, they are not going to check your designation, they are not going to check your project, they are not going to verify your project. Just you are good with this your technical knowledge, you have hands on this practical on this dashboarding side, they will verify your knowledge by giving some different scenario, by asking the technical questions, and then if you are good with this, they can hire you, okay, without any hustle. So this how we have to approach. There will another strategy also I will going to explain. Okay, on top of this, and yeah, any other question, guys? I hope this is clear. Your question.
Yes, clear.
Okay, perfect. So any other doubt, guys? Anyone?
Yes, sir. One question for
Yes.
so we practice problems for Python and SQL hands-on practice during the course.
You are asking this practice session, right? Are we covering this practice, hands-on practice on this SQL and Python? Is it your
Yes.
okay? Yes, yeah, definitely. So here, what will I do? So here I will be covering, right? Let's suppose I have covered this Python. I started for the Python. Okay, then what I'll do, I will provide some assignment. Okay, and I will provide some in the SQL. Okay, in the SQL, what I'll do in the live classes. Okay, I will some give the some scenario-based questions, and in the we have to perform this questions, we have to write the queries. I will be giving the time. Okay, you can do it own way. Okay, you can solve the doubts, hands-on practice on the class itself. Let's suppose someday what happened, let's suppose I have taken some sessions, I will be providing some assignment, guys. Okay, I will, you have to practice whatever I taught in the class. Okay, you have to practice on the day-to-day basis. In the tomorrow class, I will be taking your questions. If you have any questions on the particular topic covered, you have to ask this question and you have to get clarified. Okay, so you have to, what you have to do, you have to practice on daily basis, and along with the daily basis you have to solve this assignment also. And I will give in some project. Okay, so in the, let's suppose we have completed this Python, I will give in this 2 3 project. So real time data, how do we can utilize, analyze the data, how we can make the charts, graphs, reports. Okay, and this will be practical hands-on, guys. Okay, I'm not going to cover only theoretical parts, I'm going to cover the practical session in depth. Okay, if you've seen my previous sessions, okay, from the website, okay, in the Python data science AI course, I have taken this course very much from the very basic to advanced level with hands-on practice. Okay, these sessions are majorly on the hands-on practice, not only
Okay.
theoreticals. and there we have to guys be okay. If you are seriously right, we are looking for the job change or jobs as a freshers, then we have to practice a lot. Okay, whatever the assignment given, you have to complete. You have to make the project, hands-on project also, and you have to add the last. Without the capstone project, this certification will not be circulated, guys. Okay, so capstone project is very much compulsory. Okay, because we are as a professional, right? We are, if you are good with this capstone project, then I can understand what are the learnings we have learned from this class, we are able to apply by completing this capstone project. Okay, so this will be the approach we are going to go ahead. Okay, clear?
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, any other doubt, guys? Anyone? Okay, so I will wait for a couple of minutes. Okay, if you have any doubt, we can take it, I can take up. Okay, if you don't have any doubts, we can stop here. Okay, so guys, if you don't have doubts, we can stop here for a day. Okay, we can meet tomorrow same time, 6 a.m. IST time. Okay, have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, and do remember this batch ID, guys. Okay, I hope you have joined, all of you have joined for this WhatsApp community group. Yes, I will be keeping this WhatsApp community uh, here in the chat box. Okay, you can join if you're not joined. And do remember this batch ID, guys. Okay, so this batch is 415. And if you have any doubt, you can technical doubt, right? Whatever the doubt related to syllabus, all this, I will be taking care. Non-technical doubt, right? So you can reach out to this provided numbers, okay, and this mail ID. Just keep a note of this also, okay? Perfect. So we can stop here for a day, guys. Have a great day. Bye. See you tomorrow.